Hey guys, happy Friday. It is Fearless Fridays. Thank you all for being here. We know Fearless Fridays, this is episode 10. Episode 10 of season 2. So I'm super excited about that. Um, Again, where this is the place where we grown folks, as we say on our Wednesday night podcast, where we adults really have an opportunity to sit, have some conversations, and discuss strategies, tools, and tips to transform fear into fuel to unlock your true potential. So today, I'm excited to welcome a new guest. Her name is Miss JoAnn Marable. She's awesome. She's pretty amazing, guys. She has done some amazing things in her life. Um, and we know Fearless Fridays is truly all about overcoming. And actually, before we even get started with that, I do need to say thank you to all of our veterans. I believe today is Veterans Day. So I'm going to do a quick shout out. Let's see. I'm going to say thank you to my uncle for his dedication and service, to one of my god nieces, Miss Kayla, for her dedication and service. I also want to shout out to my cousin John, a friend of mine, really dear friend of mine, my girlfriend's husband, Mr. Darren, for his service as well, and for all those others that are out there that are constantly serving or have served in the past for our freedoms. I truly appreciate you, and happy Veterans Day to you as well. So now back to JoAnn. She's pretty awesome. I'm going to read her bio real quick, and then I will introduce you to her. Thriving for over 2 decades in multiple businesses, JoAnn Marable is a tenured real estate investor, licensed realtor, and certified life insurance producer. While leading multiple leaders, JoAnn has served as president of the Women's Council of Realtors of Middlesex County for 2021 and 2022. She's been honored with the role of New Jersey State Chair of the Diversity and Inclusion Committee in 2023. And JoAnn is passionate to create opportunities for those who have not always had a seat at the table of opportunity. So with that, I would love to introduce you all to Miss JoAnn Marable.
Hi.
Hey,
Thank
hey.
you, thank you, Talina.
You're
Thank you for this opportunity to come on to share my story. It's just amazing how like-minded people meet and come together and you to form a platform for many of us and also yourself to share our stories to help others. So today I will talk about adversity and perseverance along with fear, which equals success. So I will be sharing 3 challenges that I experienced in my life that brought me to where I am now today. So one of the experience that I had was divorce. I was married of 10 years. I really took it hard for me because it I took marriage serious, and it took I didn't get married. I didn't get married until like late 20s, and had children in late 20s. So in saying that, let me rewind back to my childhood. As an only child, I had a good life, lots of love, but I was missing my father. That was the one piece that was missing out of all the material, money, love from everybody. I didn't have my father. So for me to get married and have children, I wanted to stick, especially having children. That's number one. I never wanted my children to actually, my daughters, have 2 daughters, to experience what I experienced in life. So when I did got offered to get married, that was one of the conversations that we had. And we both was raised as single mothers. And I was like, okay, whatever goes down, this is going to stick it through, especially if we have kids. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. Things happened. I initiated the divorce. Yes, I didn't want to, but I did. And in saying that, I felt like I failed my daughters. I failed my daughters. It took a big toll on me. I did not want them to feel what I felt. And so it took me some time to recover from that. I want to say I was 10, at least 10 to 12 years of mentally recover from it and get strong again to because I didn't have closure. I didn't have closure. We didn't communicate, and I just didn't know what happened, and I know what we agreed to. But I had to eventually come to grips to say, listen, it is what it is. You may not ever get closure. You may not ever get whatever the reason, whatever the situation is, or whatever. But yeah, I may not ever get that. So what my major regret is, I lost 10 to 12 years of my life and that I will not get back. So in saying that, I would say, if anyone does experience what I've experienced, one of the things is just go through the emotions, work on yourself, um, and just trust the process and move forward. Just move forward, and understand that life happens for us, not to us. And if I knew what I knew today, back then, I would did a lot more things than that I've done already. So my second you have a question?
No, I was going to say that there's an interesting point to that, because I think, as we've talked before, and there's many of us, right, that have gone through, we got married. I'm very traditional about marriage myself, right? I believed, you get married, that's what you do. You're there until you're both old and gray, and God says,
Right.
okay, it's time to go home, right? So that
Right.
was also, the way I looked at marriage. And unfortunately, for me as well, it didn't end up that way. Right. And
Right.
I understand, and I can empathize with the feeling of that I failed my children in some capacity, especially when it's been your heartfelt desire and
Yes.
dream,
Yes.
to, it's like, I always say, because I feel like I learned a lot of that from TV, when TV was still wholesome television.
Yeah.
And, the families were, man meets woman, and, they date and get engaged and have kids and, all that wonderful stuff. So I
Right.
was like, oh, yeah, that's the way it's supposed to go. And then you live happily ever after, no impact, no nothing. Everything is great. But
Right.
unfortunately, your point, life happens, things
Mm-hmm.
change. Um, and you find yourself in the space that you are. And I felt the same way about my children. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh, what have I done?
Right.
I failed my kids. And, it's a difficult feeling sometimes to reconcile inside
Yes.
yourself. And to your point, it does take its time. It takes time to allow yourself to kind of move through that process and really
Right.
come to grips with it. But I
Mm-hmm.
think the wonderful thing that you did say, that there's there, it's a time and there's a place. And so there
Mm-hmm.
are active things that you need to do. So you're paying attention to life still happening around you,
Right.
right? And that healing process doesn't simply mean that you have to go into a shell or a bubble per se,
Right.
because when you do have children, you still need to continue life with
Right.
for them as well. So
Right.
I just,
Right.
that's definitely a feeling that resonated with me,
Mm-hmm.
because like I said, I've been there. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, go ahead and continue.
Sure, no problem, no problem. So my next challenge that I experienced, to segue into that, right after the divorce, I was determined. I guess I was in depression, but I'm one of those people like, okay, I'm going to keep it moving. Everything was planned. It just fell all apart. And so now what I did was maintain the house, and I went out and I purchased investment properties. Why? For one, I purchased several investment properties. For one is my retirement, and another one for each one of my children for their college and things like that. And I had several properties, several of them. And unfortunately, I had them for like 7 to 8 years, and then the economy crashed. Once the economy crashed, That's when I was in trouble at that point, because as an investor, I didn't know, but the loan officer that actually helped me says, "Oh, you're an investor. Go with interest only, this and that." Well, with interest only, you have to refinance every 2 years. If life was
Mhm.
perfect, it would be great. But life wasn't perfect because the economy crashed, which allowed everyone else around me to be in foreclosure and short sale, which therefore I didn't have equity to refinance into a new loan, which caused me to have to do short sales. So, and doing that, I had to short sell all of my properties and lost tons of money and owed a lot of taxes from doing that. And the mistakes that I made from that is, for one, not getting a mentor that does investment. Stop, I just went on and just, okay, this is what I'm going to do. No, 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 that's not the right thing to do. It's good, that's good thought, but you need help and guidance. And I didn't get
Right.
that. And by me not getting guidance and asking for help, I failed to put. I learned from my mistake. For one, never use your own money. I use my own money. Two,
Boy.
put each individual property in a company LLC, so it could be its own entity. Learned that. Learned that. Also learned how short sales work also. And
Mhm.
that allowed me to, I'm a realtor now in New Jersey, so that allows my experience going through that helps me help my clients. Well,
Absolutely.
yeah, so in saying that, I owed tons of taxes and it took me about 10 years to get over that hump. That's that adversity. So from there, it's like,
And
okay, now it's time for me to go forward. Let me get my life together. My mother, I had to start caring for my mother. Unfortunately, her health severely deteriorate really bad, where I had to actually take care of her full time. So therefore, I had no job, no money, nothing. And it's hard. It's very, very, very hard. And so, unfortunately, she passed away 2018 in another depression mode, up, down, the up, down roller coaster. God was in a depression. So I finally said, okay, 6 months, I'm getting up, I'm going forward. And what I did was I actually, um, before 2018 and 2013, in the middle of after losing all the properties, I actually decide, okay, let me go back and get my real estate license. Then I can find my own properties and go back into the real estate investing business. It's still not going to stop me.
so let me stop you there for just a second, because that comes back to, right? Like those are the things, like there were two things of real nuggets that you just dropped, right? And
Mhm.
that was one of the comments from C. Nicole, who's also here. She's watching.
Okay.
So she said, gems, thank you, right? So yeah, gems. And I'm going to stop you when you're dropping those gems, because again, you got to think about that.
Mhm.
That's one of my sayings. All, when I started my business, I was like, you know what? I don't want to owe anybody anything.
Right.
So I'm going to use all my own money.
Right.
Okay. Nobody is coming after Talina for nothing. My business belongs to me. I don't owe
Right.
nobody nothing, blah, blah, blah. Wrong. Meh. Uh-uh. Wrong, wrong, wrong.
Wrong,
Like
wrong,
just
wrong.
bang the buzzer. No,
Right.
no, no, See,
Right.
but see that it's not because I didn't have the right idea in terms of what I
Right.
was and trying to go for, but
Mhm.
the reality is, to your point, it's really important to have mentors, right? People that
Right.
have been there and done that, because when you don't know, you don't know,
You
right? So
don't
my
know.
one of my other same sayings that I say all the time is, be confident in what you know, because you know that you know what you know, but when you
Right.
don't know, you
No.
got that, right?
That's true.
And
Yes.
you need to seek the information out and make sure that the move that you're making makes sense.
Thanks.
And so, in my opinion, that's a hefty gem right there, because not learning that lesson or having the experience, or at least you know um, the guidance or the mentorship,
Mhm.
there's a lot of money that you lose or you can lose as a result of
Yes.
that. And again,
Yes.
even those folks that are you know, multi-million and billionaires, they'll say the same thing. It's
Right.
always best to use other people's money, right? Because
Exactly.
you get to keep your money in your pocket. You never know when something may occur. And now you've taken all of your little nest egg and you've put it over here, and now there's something happening and you don't really
That's
have
it.
fallback, right?
Right.
So I think that's very important. And then you know, you also said, you know, it's about the push, right? How you
Right.
have to persevere.
Right.
There's so many things. Like there is a one thing, then you think, okay, yay, I made it. We're through
Right.
it. Let's go. And then bam, you
Right.
slam with another thing. And then you're like, holy cow,
Exactly.
well, what just happened? I just got out of this, right? And now
Right.
you slam with another thing. But again, that's life. And
It
that's what
is.
Fearless Fridays is about. It's about how do we get through these life struggles or
Mhm.
life challenges,
Right.
right? What do we have to do, and how do we bring that information to the forefront for those who might be considering or kind of taking that same pathway?
Right.
You know, so we could say, hey, you know, let's have a conversation about that,
Mhm.
because here's some experience that I have had, and here's some facts about many others who have also had a similar experience, and
Right.
how maybe this can prevent you from
Right.
potentially taking that same path. And or here are some tools, some strategies, some
Mhm.
tips,
Right.
right, that you might be able to implement in your own situation, your own life, to help prevent those same pitfalls. So
Right.
I just wanted to stop you there because I agree. Those are some really great gems, right?
Thank you.
So anyway, please continue. Go ahead.
Sure, sure, sure. So now, after all well, those three adversities that I experienced, it's a new day.
Yep.
And I started a new business, real estate. It's called JM Luxury Living 2021. Created a biz, started another business. You can tell that I'm passionate about real estate. I love it. So I started my another company the right way, JM Luxury Living Investing and Development. That was into 2021. And last year of October 2022, with fear, I actually leased my first commercial space for my business. So
Yeah.
still working on it, still working on it, still moving. So if there's anyone out there thinking that they're going through hard times, you can't see light, there is light. This is the light. There is light. There is light. And by saying that also, I started, and now this is really insane thing that I'm about to say. It's like I started a nonprofit organization, and let me see, 1998, I believe. Is that on my paper? 1998.
97. Yep,
Okay,
97, 98. Yep.
1997. That was before divorce. I wasn't even thinking about divorce. But for some reason, I had a dream where I wanted to start a nonprofit organization called Inspirational Sisters to help divorced, battered women that is in need, any type of resources and things like that, and also to help them create generational wealth. So in saying that, we really have to watch what we ask for, because how can I possibly help those people if I don't go through it? And I had to go through all of this to help people like that,
Mm.
you know? So our adversities, we need to go ahead and just embrace them and just trust the process. And because this is a story, it doesn't feel good while you're going through it, but it's a story, your story, that is in the makings through all the adversities that you're going through, the good and the bad.
Right.
And so that's where this is how I got to where I'm at now, and it's
So let me ask you, even with because again, I think sometimes because we're human,
mhm,
and because we don't necessarily like to toot our own horns, because we
I
think
don't.
that's a you know, that's egotistical of us, right? It's very self-centered. But the reality is, just like you said, it was pre-divorce that you had this thought to start this nonprofit. But God already knew what the path was going to potentially be, right?
Yeah.
And we never know. We
Right.
have our own desires. We have our own
Yes.
dreams. We have our own thoughts about what the plan is supposed to be and how it's going to be executed and
Right.
how it's absolutely going to show up. But the
Right.
reality of life is we're not in control like that. Now
No,
he
we're
gives us some
not.
free will, right? But
Right.
he also knows what's going to look like when we make these choices that we're not the ones that he might have asked, that he was
Right.
actually ordaining us to make, or saying, yep, that's the seal of approval, that's the stamp of yes, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Again, you had the thought of that, and look at this. You start this organization, this nonprofit, and you've been doing great
Mm-hmm.
things. So yeah, sometimes it is the experience that we have that gives us the wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
the resources, or at least helps us to identify the resources necessary to be of service and
Right.
to help.
Mm-hmm.
So it is unfortunate and on one hand, but I love what you say, which is, yeah, embrace your adversity.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I just started doing something else and I was like, oh, I got this. I know I can do this. It's not going to be difficult at all. But when I got into it and started paying attention to how much information is there, all the things I have to learn, the time I have to get up, how long my days are going. I mean, I was like, no, boop, head blown, can't do it. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, no, this is just way too much. But it wasn't way too much. What it was is you have to retrain yourself, right?
Yes.
You have to take some time, take it in,
Mm-hmm.
right? Breathe,
Right.
because we hold our breath so much in the things that we're doing, we're not paying attention like that we're even holding our breath. But the
Mm-hmm.
reality is, and when I mean that, it may not be literal, but it's like oh my gosh, I got to do all these things. And then you take a minute to take a breath and then you relax into your situation and you realize, oh, holy cow, I got this. I can
Right.
do this. And then you like, right? Gone.
Right.
You talked about, yeah, you had to give up these properties and do all these things, but look at where you are again today. You
Right.
have clients all over,
Mm-hmm.
not in just one location, all
No.
over the US, you have clients.
Yes.
You are now the primary connector of or for your clients for a multitude of needs that they may have,
Right.
right?
Yes.
In our conversation and in another time we were speaking, you were talking about how, you know, your client is not just the person you sold a piece of property to,
Right.
right?
Right.
They are extending beyond that. So, and
Absolutely.
and if you're not licensed in their exact location, even in this conversation, in your preparation for our conversation, you still put together some additional documentation to even assist people that are, again, not even in your service area, but
Right.
because you have a connection to people everywhere.
Everywhere. International,
I
US, absolutely. And you know what? Every morning, Monday, actually 7 days a week, but from Monday to Friday, from 6:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., I'm on real estate masterminds with over 800 to 1,000 realtors from all over United States and international. And we mastermind on how we can better assist our clients and brainstorm different things. So knowing what they do, and they're on the calls at 6:30 in the morning every single day, and we have a Saturday morning and a Sunday morning, I know who I can send you to and trust the person that will take care of you, you
And
know.
that was going to be one of my questions because when you think about people who are watching,
Mhm.
whether they're live with us now or they'll be on the replay, or maybe, if you watched it on the replay, the
Mhm.
question does become, well, what are you doing to continue to learn, evolve, and provide information and continuous connections and services to others? Because there are a lot of folks that are kind of siloed, right? This is what I
Yes.
do. This is the area I work in. And so if you're not
Mhm.
in this area, okay, I can shoot, send you to somebody else.
Mhm.
That's a way of doing business for sure. But I think that those that are more highly, or I think those that are more successful, that I have come in contact with, those are the individuals that they have more to offer than just this one thing. They are
Right.
the connector, to
Right.
your point, right? You
Right.
spoke about, or at least not spoke about, but even I read in your bio where you have all these different things you're doing. you are you even in your insurance being a life insurance producer, all of
Right.
those things are still tied together. And we talked about that because I'm in
We
life
did.
insurance, I'm in insurance period, but life
Right.
insurance also. And we
Mhm.
know, what the spider web of that looks like, right?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are talking about how do you continue to um to maximize what you have now so that
Right.
you'll have more in the future, right? We talk
Absolutely.
about that terminology of generational wealth.
Yes.
There are many people who have built their wealth
Yes.
utilizing insurance. There are
Mhm.
many people we know today, the real estate game all day long. That's a way
Right.
to
Right.
continue to build wealth for your family.
Mhm.
I do have a couple of questions for you with regards to that, though, because
Sure.
even insurance for us here in California, there are a
Mhm.
lot of insurance providers that are pulling out that I know because
Mhm.
I write insurance, commercial and um, um, property
Mhm.
and casualty insurance as well. There are a
Mhm.
lot of folks that are pulling out. So a lot of these realtors, I'm wondering, and this is a question I'm posing to you because I don't know what it's like in your area, but I do
Okay.
know what it's like here.
Okay.
Um, are you all facing any of the same challenges when you're talking about people who are, they're looking to buy these homes? You may not because it's a slightly different climate here.
Mhm.
But we're struggling here. There's a very few insurance providers even. So
Really?
you can want to sell me a house all day and I might find the perfect one, but then struggle with trying to get, insurance coverages. Are you all
Right.
experiencing that at all in any of the areas
No,
where you are?
no, we haven't experienced that.
Oh man,
Think as far
lucky
as
you.
the insurance wise, that's not a problem. What we are experiencing, and that's throughout, I believe, the US for the most part, we have low inventory of homes to buy, to purchase. We have
Really?
buy there. Yes, it's very low inventory. Yes, it's a struggle right now. Yes,
That's
yes.
interesting. I mean, that's interesting. I know we're
Mhm,
struggling on the insurance side, but I feel like there's inventory here
mhm.
and well, I think there's inventory
It's
here. I think that
inventory, but it's like, um, there's not as many buyers that we would like to have, but we have buyers, but we don't have enough homes for those buyers. You
do you
understand? Like,
think though that might be more because I know for here
mhm,
in California, I mean, prices have skyrocketed, right? Like
everywhere.
we're
Yes.
investing, like, I mean, we could buy properties for 80, 100, 200,000. Them
Mhm.
same properties right now are $500,000, you know what
Easy.
I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
700,000. In
Yes.
our immediate area, in this area I'm in, that's like 1.2, 1.6. I'm thinking, what?
Mhm.
Are you kidding me? This is
I
crazy, but
know.
it's what it is. So
Yes.
I think there are properties here, but the cost pushes people out, right?
Yes.
Versus,
Yes.
kind of bringing them in. Now, I kind of brought that up also for another reason, because what you
Mhm,
mentioned also is that with your JM Luxury Living LLC,
mhm,
I know there's been some challenges that you mentioned about just kind of bringing that into fruition, but you also talked about equity and inclusion and bringing people into that market.
right.
So, how do you see, or what are some of the, excuse me, what's the, sorry,
That's true.
how do you, for those that you want to be able to be inclusive in an environment like this, like what are your strategies now to bring them kind of into the fold, understanding that there's some challenges right now with either it being in your world or in your side of the world, I'll say, with
Mhm,
not enough properties, and then bringing them in because this is a lucrative business for people to enter into.
mhm.
How are you planning to bring them into that conversation or bring them into um, this that particular genre of business that you're in?
Sure, it's a great question. Actually, in December, I put together JM Luxury Living Home Series, which is for home owners and home buyers to educate them. Like, I have clients that bought their first home. Now they're ready to either upgrade or downgrade, and this is their first time selling a home. It was their first time buying a home. Now it's their first time selling a home. So that's where I'm putting together a home series once a week for about 4 to 6 weeks, um, preparing and educating home sellers and home buyers about the home process, and also for the home buyers, and also educating the home sellers about different programs that's coming and that is in place that a lot of people don't talk about, that a lot of clients, buyers qualify for. Like there's grant money that you can get up to 17,000, 22,000, that can help go towards the down payment or closing costs. No one talks about that. No one talks about that. So my plan is to educate as many people as possible. Um, doesn't matter whether you're New Jersey, California, because most of my lenders, they service multiple states. So I have a team of professionals that have that home inspectors, attorneys, several lenders, title company, and all of them every week I will spotlight one or two of my professional team to educate all of us about, what they can do, what you can't do, credit repair and things like that. So that's what I'm putting in place going forward, is to educate um, consumers.
That's pretty awesome. And will that be something that they can find on your website?
Not on my website. They can actually contact me and I can reach back out to them and let them know. I'll keep them in my database where I can let them know when the home series will start.
Okay.
And they can, I think you have a link, or they can reach out
Mhm.
to me, or on my,
Yeah.
I will put it on my website. I will put it on my website also.
And in the meantime, I do have this, so let me pop this up for those that are there, and I'll leave it up for just a second as we continue to talk. But if they can actually take their phone and hover over that QR code, and that should keep, they should be able to
Mhm.
get in contact with you through that process. I'm
Right.
also going to drop in the chat the link um, to your page. So again, they can also follow up with you in that regard too. Let me see if I can keep that up and go this way. Let me check it out. No, I didn't do
Mhm.
it for me. I was trying to see. Guess I need to figure that one out next
Okay.
time.
That's okay.
But certainly this is one way they can grab that QR code, even on the replay, they'll be able to do the
Right.
same again. So
Mhm.
that way, at least it is there, and that is your
Mhm.
contact information. And then of course, I will drop the link in the chat.
Okay.
I had a couple of other questions for you.
Mhm.
You mentioned that um, you, as the president, sorry, I got to read my question because I have my glasses on, but I didn't print it large enough.
It's
Anyway,
okay.
in
I
your role as
understand. I'm in denial too.
president, it's so good. All right, in your role as president of the Women's Council of Realtors and New Jersey State Chair for the Diversity Inclusion Committee,
Mhm.
how do you envision fostering opportunities for underrepresented individuals in the real estate industry?
I'm sorry, what was the question? How, the last part of it?
How how do you envision fostering opportunities for underrepresented individuals in the real estate industry? I know you're going to have your home series, but is there
Mhm.
anything else that you're planning to do? Like, are you working with through your organization or your nonprofit? I know it's for very specific things, but are
Mhm.
you working with any youth or like underrepresented, youth or just anyone in particular? How are you planning to foster that those opportunities for those individuals?
Actually, for those individuals, I actually participate in community activities and like Women's Council and also Division Inclusion. We the Women's Council of Realtors, they participate in helping out communities and things like that, and also helping other realtors. It's to educate other realtors and network with each other, and also educate them. We have educational programs and different masterminds, and also that help the real estate business to improve your business as a realtor. As far as my nonprofit, I will be doing more community activities on helping out the local and unfortunate people in the area.
Are you oh, sorry.
I'm sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, are you gonna take any under your wing, any like those mentorships? Is that gonna be
Yes,
potentially in the works so that you can kind of, is that another
yes.
possible way for fostering some of that? Okay, that's awesome.
Absolutely, absolutely. Actually, collaborating with other people, as so as yourself, as being part of it. That a lot of things that I'm not, that's not my thing to do. It's not. I'm not. I don't specialize in that, but I do network and have friends that, I can bring them on to help out. You know, but yes, my nonprofit is basically was for. It started out to be Inspirational Sisters for. Um, Women and young girls in the community to help them out. But you have just as many single fathers as the same thing. So, you know,
Mm-hmm.
at this point, I like to help people. If any way that I can help anyone, you know, I'm supposed to be doing like a blessing basket event in December for people. Yes, giving up. Some people are doing it for Thanksgiving, but I'd rather do it Christmas or really in December. No special holiday. Yeah. So
So
that's what I'm putting in place
love that.
and
Now,
networking and connecting with you know other nonprofits
so
helping them.
another interesting and fun question because I get it a lot. So
Oh,
that's why I'm asking.
okay.
Um, Considering your path, all your knowledge, your experience, and your wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
you have so much to give, so much to, um, educate people with, right? In terms of
Hmm.
your where you've been, what you've done,
Yes.
and so much that you've had to come through and overcome.
Yes.
So, with that, what are some of the insights that you can offer, not just me, but the audience, anyone that's watching, any of the people that you come in contact? What are some of the insights that you can offer to someone that is considering a similar entrepreneurial path?
Path.
Hmm.
Um, sure. I'm actually in the works, and you know this, and starting my coaching program and helping people through that. Yeah, that's what that's it's something about you saying that because I was thinking the other day and I said, you know what? Real estate is my passion, but what is my purpose? And I didn't go through all these adversities and things like that for nothing. I went through those to actually, the purpose is to help others and coach others and be a speaker and the motivational speaker, things like that. But is that my first choice? I love to help people, but um, my passion is real estate, but my purpose is to help people. And I really get a lot of happiness of doing that. Yeah, I enjoy doing that. Mhm.
Uh, Jeanette Stewart says, "What an amazing journey. I love your story."
Thank you. Thank
So,
you.
yeah, I
Thank you.
mean, again, there's a lot of us that have, had similar experiences. There are many of
Mhm.
us that have had absolutely completely different experiences, but yet and still the feelings, right? And the
Right.
challenges, there's similarities too.
Hmm.
Um, I asked that question about the entrepreneurs, what advice you have of folks that are looking to, kind of enter into that same environment because my
Hmm.
sister-in-law,
Hmm.
and she was studying for or has been studying for her real estate exam, and
Okay.
there's a lot of there's a lot of realtors everywhere, but certainly in
Okay.
California there's a lot of opportunity, and again it's such a lucrative business all in all
Right.
anyway.
Hmm.
So I asked because it is still, no matter what, you are still an entrepreneur as a real estate agent. This is,
Absolutely. Yeah.
you are the
Mhm.
one building it. You're creating it, for
Right.
yourself, the path, how
Hmm.
you market, how you do, all of those varying things. And so that's kind of why I asked, because I get asked that quite often.
Hmm.
And, in terms of, what advice would I give? And one of the things I believe
Hmm.
is definitely do your homework.
Oh,
Understand the
yeah,
niche that the environment that you're planning on, moving into. I keep hearing
right.
something like a I don't know what it is, but sound like I
Mhm.
hear something. But what excuse me, what industry are you looking to work in?
Right,
Really do your homework in those
right,
areas and
right.
pay attention. Is there a niche, something special about that particular industry and how
Mhm.
you fit? Because again, it shouldn't be difficult and hard and stressful to
Right,
you, especially when you
right,
are planning. It's going to be difficult in terms of you building it because that's
right,
just life, right?
right,
You're
right.
creating a new thing for yourself.
Mhm.
However, I think it is important to get quiet and stop and listen,
Yes,
listen for the words that need to come to you.
right.
Pay attention, take positive steps in those particular directions. And again, I feel like it's identify a mentor if you possibly can.
That's number
Um,
one. Yes, yes.
and make sure that you stick to them for as long as you need to, like glue, until you grow beyond that, and then look
Mhm.
for another mentor that you can actually
Exactly,
work with.
exactly.
Because as you grow in your knowledge and your understanding and in your development in that area, you're going to seek more information, and not
Mhm.
everyone continues to rise in that same way. So
Exactly,
I think that's
exactly.
another thing for me. And um, the other one would be, I know, like I said, do your due diligence, identify a
Well,
mentor, and then
mhm.
make sure you have a business plan. Even though we're
Yes,
entrepreneurs,
right. Yes,
a
that's
lot
you're
of
right,
entrepreneurs do not
absolutely.
understand that you still need a business
You
plan.
need it. That's
It's
number
important,
one. You gotta start there, and believe it or not, I had all those properties. I did not have a business plan. I just did
right?
it. I was like, nothing's going to stop me. Nothing's going to stop me. But like you said, number one is the mentor. Surround yourself with positive people, entrepreneurs, and whatever it is, like you said, whatever it is that you want to do and specialize, make sure you try to connect and network and be around those people that whatever it is that you want that's successful. And most
Right.
people that are successful, they like to help others, help others. They like to help
Yep.
others, you know. And
Absolutely.
and the main thing, not last, believe in yourself and keep
Ooh,
going. Because
yes,
entrepreneurship is not for evereverybody.
it
They
is
think
not.
they have an LLC and an EIN number, but it does not stop there. You know, I'm keeping it real.
Yep.
Yeah, there's ups and downs, there's broke
Oh
days, some days you got a lot, some days you have nothing, and you got to be okay with that.
man.
Keep going.
Got
Yeah,
to be okay with it and keep going. And it's
yeah,
not easy, but it is rewarding. It's
it
worth it.
is.
You just got to stick to it. And you
Yes.
really got to, again, it's all about, again, everything we talk about, right? It's about the perseverance. Now, I'm not putting you on the spot, but I'm going to say this because I was there
Okay.
and I'm there often in different areas of my life or things that are
Okay.
happening. And even
Mhm.
when I just mentioned, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this new thing and I'm learning all this information. And oh my gosh, how long
Uh-huh.
is it going to take? I need to learn it all. And I'm very hard on myself, right? Because I want to learn
Yes.
everything yesterday, actually 4
Me
weeks
too.
before yesterday. So because it's not 4 weeks before yesterday, and I feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know it, I feel very like out of sorts. And so
Mhm.
that's always difficult for me. However,
Mhm.
I know what it feels like when you are faced with something or you're asked to do something that is normally not like in your comfort zone.
Mhm.
So I want to applaud you for being on here with us today. Big
Well,
ups.
and I want to applaud you for inviting me and pushing me here because this is where I should be and I'm supposed to be
Yeah.
in this environment of educating people, telling my story to help others. And I do appreciate you. Thank you so much for reaching out to me. And thank you.
Oh, you're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no,
You
you're
succeeded.
welcome.
Oh, I don't know, you just opened a whole new light for me.
Mhm.
Like you look back, like you've been through, like you just said, and what I say, we go through challenges and adversities only to go through them because then we can go reach back and pull the other person through. And just like as you
Ab-
just did for me. And I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. See, Nicole says there is light on the other side,
There is.
always.
And you know what?
Yeah,
I'm offering anyone that needs to go deeper into my story or want to talk to me, if anything, I can, help them with whatever my story can, whatever. You're welcome to reach out to me and give me a call.
that's cool. So I do know you have a drawing.
Yes.
I'm going to try this because I found this other thing through StreamYard, guys. I love
Okay.
StreamYard. That's the platform we're on, but I did find this, even though you have it, if it doesn't work, we're going to have to use yours.
No
However,
problem.
it's really cool. So I'm going to give it another couple minutes. So anyone that is watching, and I know we don't have a lot of folks on live at the moment, but if you are watching, even though you see me freezing every now and again, through those freezes, drop a comment in drop a comment, period, so that the algorithm on my little giveaway will pick up your comment, and
Right.
then it's going to choose a winner. So right now it is thinking and
Okay.
collecting all my winners or all of
Okay.
my folks that are dropping comments, and then we're
Okay.
going to do a draw in a minute.
How many
So
do we
that's
have? How many do we have?
there, I think it's 4 total,
Okay.
maybe right now that are
Okay.
on.
Okay.
Maybe
Should
4
we
or
tell them what
2.
we're raffling?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay, I am raffling a $25 Starbucks card. So whoever it is, wish you guys luck. Starbucks is one of my favorite places to go to. So I'm offering a $25 Starbucks gift card. So it's
Yeah.
only
So
three
if you're
actually
still
four.
on, you better be trying to drop a comment in the
Yes,
comment box so you can try to win that $25
Starbucks
Starbucks
gift
card.
card.
So yeah, that's the I mean, my other there's a Lodi Spurlock who was on here. I'm not sure if she's still here now, and she had given me a
Mhm.
really nice, sweet comment.
Oh,
But
thank you.
she loves her some Starbucks. So if she's
Oh,
still
that's
here, she
great.
needs to drop a comment in there too. She might win anyway because there was already a comment in here from her. So we
Okay.
shall see.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but again, I do appreciate you for being here as well. I mean, it is difficult when you have so many things that you're dealing with in terms of, back-to-back situations and adversities.
Right.
But what I'm really grateful most for
Hmm.
in your story is that I'm looking at you right now.
Hmm.
I've seen you on multiple occasions. We've had various conversations. I've seen you in different environments. I've watched how you have or how you light up really when you're talking about what you do and the impacts and how you help these individuals with their homes. I watched as you did a presentation for a group of folks where you
Hmm.
were expressing, these are all the things and you were just going right. So
Yeah. Thank
it's
you.
such a wonderful thing, and I think it is obviously it is always to be celebrated when you can bring yourself to the table in the way that you do, and with the wealth of knowledge that you have, with all of the information even that you've shared. And I do appreciate and I thank you for sharing even the portions of your story that I know is not easy to share to the
Right.
world.
Right.
um, I can't even say I'm still working my way to telling my entire, not my
Right.
entire, but telling, those high
Mhm.
level portions of even my own personal story, because
Right.
it takes a certain level of vulnerability. And I appreciate that because
Mhm.
Fearless Fridays is a place where you can have that conversation.
Right.
And I'm going to have that conversation even for myself on my own platform.
Right, you have to do
Trying to
it.
have, we're gonna
Listen,
have to figure
you
somebody else
brought
gonna have
me
to
here.
interview me on my
Yes,
situation so y'all can get all the tea too. So
right. So you have my tea, I need your tea. I'm gonna watch your show.
absolutely, yes, absolutely. So all right, we're gonna try this thing. I'm gonna
Okay,
see if I can make this work. So this is gonna be a test, guys. Let's see. We're gonna see how this goes down. We're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. It's always got to try something new.
that's
See,
right.
Nicole says, before we even run to that, see, Nicole says, Thank you for sharing your story. It's amazing how we all have similar things going on, but seeing people pull themselves up and share the story and be happy is inspiring.
Thank you. Thank you. You're
Oh, that's
welcome.
so
Yes, it
wonderful. I
is.
love
Thank
that
you. Thank
comment.
you.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna
Thank you
see if we
for
can do this.
making that comment, because I was saying, who wants to hear me? Who wants to hear my story? What, you know what I mean? So,
I'm gonna tell you, like my god brother tells me all the time. He'll say, I'll say that. And he'll say, well, do you think that everyone that's telling their story is so far like beyond where they were? Sometimes you only need to be one step beyond,
right.
because even one step beyond
Mhm.
that situation is helpful to the person that's the one step behind you.
That's true. That is very, very true. Absolutely.
So we are always being of service. We are
Mhm.
always being helpful. And really, that's what God asks for us to do.
Yes.
Be
Yeah.
kind, be courteous, be helpful. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because if we're not, who is? You
Mhm.
know, we
Mhm.
somebody got to be out here wanting to help somebody
That's
else.
right.
You know,
That's right.
grab a hand,
Right.
and let's
That's right.
go.
That's
That's
right.
what we gotta do. We gotta keep
Right.
grabbing hands and moving forward,
Forward.
right? We talk
Right.
about not wanting to lead people back and want to
Right.
help, but we gotta be the ones doing the helping. And it
That's
doesn't matter how small that next
right.
step is from
Right.
where you were, because
Right.
that little bit of space is enough to be of great service to someone else.
Absolutely.
I learned that, and he's had to drill me too, and I'm like, well, nah, okay, well, maybe so. So I get it. All right, let's see if we can do this thing.
Okay.
I'm going to let's see how I do it though. Where do I pull? Okay, I'm gonna pull this one over here
Okay.
and pull this here. Okay, then I'm gonna say share my screen. Oh boy,
Okay. We get to see it. Yay.
let me see. Share screen. Okay, share screen. And it's going to be the window. Okay, yes, it's going. Okay, I'm going to share the window.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to do draw. Boom, it's working.
Woo! Okay, okay.
Oh, can't be me. I can't
No, it
win.
can't be
It
you.
shows
It
up
can't be
mine.
you. Hey, Jeanette
Wasn't me.
Stewart.
Oh,
Woo!
Jeanette Stewart. Jeanette Stewart
Jeanette
wins.
Stewart.
Oh, that's so cool. And it
Okay,
worked. I'm
Jeanette.
so
Okay,
excited.
Jeanette. So, Jeanette, you have my contact information. If you can text me, my number is 732
I'll
598.
put it up.
Okay.
I'll put it up for.
If
I'll
you can
drop it in
text
here as
me
well.
your name, phone number, and email address, I will send it to you right now, as soon as we get off the
All
call.
right. So give me 1 second and I'm going to drop this information. That was so cool. It
It
actually worked.
was.
That was really cool. I wasn't sure. So that was the first time I tried that. So I'm super
Actually, I
excited. I'm
like
like,
that
I
one
learned
better than the one I gave you. I like that one better than the one I gave you. I really do.
something so cool. I'm so proud of myself right now. I'm telling you, that was so cool.
Yay!
That was very fun. All right, let me paste your detail in here.
Okay.
I'm also going to drop the link for let me grab that too. I'm going to drop
The
the
home
link
buying packet?
for, yes, for your
Okay.
packet. I need to make a link for that. Let me get it again.
Yes, my
So while
information is
we're
on there
talking,
too.
I will pull that up. Give me 1 second because I don't
Okay.
know where it just went. I copied it. Oh, it is in here. Let me see. Yeah, it's in there. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to that right now. Where did it go though? Did I save it? Oh Lord, did I forget? Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Boom. Let me go grab it. Sorry about that. There it is. Okay. So I'm also going to drop this link, which is going to be super cool. Also, save that back here. And I'm going to put that in the comments. So when you all have an opportunity, definitely click on this link. And there's a gift for all of you from Miss JoAnn Marable that you can that you'll receive. So that's super cool as well. And again, if Jeanette's not watching or if she popped off, I'll make sure
Okay.
that she, provides you with that information.
Okay.
But definitely, I've already put your contact information in here, and I'm going to pop up one more banner for those that are also watching.
Okay.
Let me go back to it. And
There you go.
anybody else that needs any more information or details, here are Ms. JoAnn Marable's phone number details, as well as her email information. And again, her JoAnn Marable Luxury Living at awrealty.com. So please take advantage of, take a screenshot if you need to. Again, the QR code that we did pop up before, I'll pop up one more time for those that might be paying attention or on again now or in the replay. Scan that QR code. Again, you can also receive her information that way. So it definitely has been a pleasure having you on. I appreciate your time today.
Thank
Any
you.
last words, any quotes or words of encouragement, anything you would like to say?
I do have some last words. I'll read this. Remember, from adversity sprouts the seeds of growth, and through perseverance, you emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before.
Love that. And then I actually, ours is similar, which is interesting. Mine stated resilience, and it says resilience is not just bouncing back, it's the profound ability to transform adversity into strength. Perseverance is the unwavering commitment to your own growth. In the dance with life's challenges, remember, you are not defined by what happens to you, but by how you respond. Your journey is a testament to your resilience, and every step forward is a testament to your unwavering perseverance. So,
Yes.
those are the final words
Nice.
I have also for this week's Fearless Friday. Thank you all for being here. If you're watching on the replay, I do need you to do the same thing. Please like, share, comment. I'm looking to grow this community. I know you guys may not be here right now watching live, but when you do come back, if you watched on the replay, still like, share, comment, go on my YouTube page. Eventually, we're going to try to move this thing to YouTube for sure. Because I think it makes a little bit easier, but definitely subscribe if you're on the YouTube. This again is episode 10 of Fearless Fridays. We're going 10 episodes each season. So that would actually mean that would be a wrap on season 2. So I will actually see you guys back in a couple weeks now for season 3. So I'm really excited about that as well. Betty Miller says, have a great, what's she saying here? Hold on. Have a great night. Keep on doing the work God sent you here to sent you here for. Not for, but for. So you know that's real.
That's right. That's real. She's real.
So again, I appreciate you for being here. For those of you, if you're not sure, you can go to I Am Talina on Facebook. I Am Talina also on YouTube. But again, we're really looking to grow this community and have more wonderful folks grace the stage. And if you have a topic that you would like to discuss, I do have one that's currently in the waiting, so I can't wait for season 3 so we can begin that one. Then you can DM me, send me, if you know my name, my phone number, send me a text, an email, doesn't matter. Let's talk about it and get something up here on the board. So I do appreciate you for being here. And again, that is going to wrap not only tonight's episode, but this episode, season 2 of Fearless Fridays, where we invite you to embrace your fears, challenge self-limiting beliefs, and fearlessly succeed anyway.
That's right.
So until season 3, guys, have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Love you guys all. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.